With Samsung's Galaxy Unpacked 2025 launch event just around the horizon on January 22, the rumor mill is not slowing down. Though scores of specifics regarding the forthcoming S25 Ultra have previously leaked, the most recent leak provides our best view yet of the improved appearance over its predecessors. Noted leaker Ice Universe has posted a render of the S25 Ultra together with Samsung's most current premium devices, the S24 Ultra and S23 Ultra. Although there are many parallels, two of the most notable design modifications claimed so are obvious. First of all, the design is far more rounded than previous models, and the bezels on any smartphone have been shaved down to some of the tiniest we have seen thus far. Since December, Ice Universe has been claiming that the bezels on Samsung's upcoming flagship would surpass all current mobile phones, including the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Although the measures for the bezels are yet unknown, in the side-by-side comparison, they clearly seem thinner than on previous Ultra phones. Regarding the chassis, this design change more closely aligns with what the S24 and Galaxy S24 Plus, with rounded corners, now feature. Since the model's introduction in 2020, Galaxy Ultra phones have kept their unique sharp edges, but it makes logical that Samsung will abandon it in favor of a more consistent style across all of its flagship cell phones. Apart from the screen size, the S25 Ultra's general dimensions shouldn't vary much from previous year's model. While the S24 Ultra boasted a 6.8-inch panel when it arrived last year, one of the biggest screens you could enjoy at the time, the S25 Ultra is expected to eclipse that significantly with a 6.9-inch display, thanks in large part to the lower bezels. At this point, there's not much more to be unveiled at Samsung's big soiree next week. Full specs for the S25 series have been leaked, and over the weekend the hues for all three variants also came to light. Other speculated changes include a new 50-megapixels ultra-wide sensor and Qualcomm's powerful new Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU. Next, it's apparently been a year since Samsung launched the S24 Ultra, a phone we praised as the most premium Android experience into 2024. Samsung debuted the phone with a newly minted flat display, a unique anti-glare coating on the screen, a stronger titanium frame, and a greater software update promised than ever. At launch, it was evident what Samsung would need to do to make the S25 Ultra a better phone. But while 2024's greatest premium phone debuted strong, niggling flaws crept up over the year. The snazzy new display was discovered to suffer from some weird quality and configuration issues, and certain construction quality concerns with the glass have crept up after a few months of use. Samsung's Android 15 upgrade was delayed numerous times, and while we're presently on One UI 7 Beta 3, the final release isn't expected until at least sometime in late January at the earliest. One UI 7 has also been the topic of much criticism, and funny enough, admiration due to several substantial UI design modifications. But while One UI 7's new design doesn't seem to be everyone's cup of tea, Samsung is offering some important enhancements for the S24 Ultra that will eventually please fans in the end, especially when the newer S25 series approaches. Ever since the Galaxy S24 Ultra's introduction, consumers have been moaning about the display. Whether it was the graininess of the pixels or the persistent smudges that have started appearing on some people's phone displays, the S24 Ultra's display has been a bit of a disappointment. Complaints have concentrated around a few flaws, some of which might be considered substantial given the high price of the S24 Ultra. All Galaxy S24 Ultra units are impacted with mirror, which implies that each pixel isn't achieving the same brightness level as nearby pixels. This doesn't just happen at high brightness, and it exposes a quality reduction we didn't expect to see in a Samsung flagship. We've also noticed multiple instances of users receiving persistent smudges on their screens. Based on multiple samples, it seems like it's the effect of the oleophobic layer wearing off prematurely. There's no way to remedy this if it happens outside of replacing the outside glass totally, therefore it's better to put a screen protector on it as soon as you unbox it to prevent this issue. Samsung could have corrected the dull screen issue roughly a month after introduction, but the business is still getting complaints of lower display brightness and color banding throughout social media. Some of the brightness difficulties have to do with thermal management, since the phone turns down the brightness after a few minutes to keep it from getting hot. However, the major issue is that Samsung artificially limits the maximum brightness by employing PWM dimming. This dimming mechanism helps increase color fidelity on OLEDs at low brightness, but Samsung is utilizing it at all brightness levels for an unclear reason. Using PWM dimming at high brightness diminishes the perceived brightness level of the display, which Samsung might solve it offered a real PWM-free dimming mode, as rivals like the OnePlus 13 do. We've also seen multiple stories of users on Reddit developing micro-scratches on their displays while claiming to be careful with their phones. Smartphone glass has evolved a lot over the years, but there seems to be something distinctive about the glass used on the S24 Ultra. My unit also has a few minor scratches despite it not being my main phone throughout the year. Every time I've used the S24 Ultra during the past year, I've experienced difficulty with the ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. While some users favor ultrasonic sensors, people like myself find them to be less reliable than optical sensors, especially when a screen protector is applied. Thankfully, the impending One UI 7 update addresses concerns of fingerprint sensor speed and accuracy, and so far in my testing, has made it significantly more reliable. But while the display might not be the nicest thing in the world, Samsung's design and build quality of the S24 Ultra's other hardware has shown through. The titanium frame has garnered much of praise and holds up well with wear, although a few customers have discovered that particular cases can harm the frame. It's weird for sure, but something to look out for if you're still wearing an immaculate Galaxy S24 Ultra. While Samsung has been employing highly square edges on the Galaxy S Ultra range since the Galaxy S22, rumor has it that the S25 Ultra will do away with these for more rounded corners. Despite rounding off the corners, Samsung is apparently making the sides of the phone totally flat all around. This look would match that of the Galaxy S24, which underwent the flat treatment last year. Personally, I loathe the flat side rail design and would rather see Samsung preserve the curved sides from the Galaxy S24 Ultra, which are much nicer to hold and make it simpler to pick the phone up from a table or other flat surface. Software and updates. The Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra launched with the first 7-year update commitment Samsung has ever given for its phones. While that sounds wonderful on paper, Samsung will be around 4 months late in delivering its Android 15 update by the time One UI 7 eventually makes its public appearance. Android 15 surely isn't the largest update in the world, but One UI 7 looks to be worth the wait. I went out the second One UI 7 beta back in December and was generally impressed with what I saw. Samsung eventually discarded the age-old paginated app drawer for a vertical app drawer by default. However, you can switch back to the old form if you like it. The company is also utilizing a new design for its multitasking interface that appears very identical to an iPhone. Some individuals might not be happy with the move for this reason, but it's far more practical than the horrible old side-by-side arrangement. This design makes it simpler to fast multitask, as you can peek at the next few apps while scrolling through the tiles, while the previous design only showed one app's tile at a time. Samsung is also taking Apple's split notification pane design, making it so that the phone's notification pane only displays when swiping down on the left side of the status bar, while swiping down on the right side brings up a full-screen quick toggles pane. This design is contentious as it's contradictory to traditional Android design, yet some individuals like the larger fast toggles pane to be the default. Regardless of your inclination, practically everything may be changed out of the box to fit your needs. The sole exception for now is the multitasking interface, which normally requires Samsung Good Lock to modify. Thankfully, Samsung is supposed to be giving Good Lock a major redesign when One UI 7 officially comes later this month, so you should be able to change it if you're not a fan of the new design, or like one of the many choices Samsung has always offered. Samsung's main strength has historically been delivering something for everyone, and the S24 Ultra's software experience wonderfully epitomizes that mantra. Again, Samsung has stated that the next Galaxy Unpacked event will take place later this month. There will no doubt be a concentrated focus on the second generation of Galaxy AI and a wide range of linked peripherals. Still, the community's attention will be on the new Galaxy S25, S25 Plus, and S25 Ultra. For anyone wishing to acquire any of the new handsets, including the flagship Galaxy S25 Ultra, there are many dates to be aware of to get the handset as quickly as possible and at a low price. Samsung has already started the procedure for those interested. The business has created a campaign allowing people to register their interest in Galaxy AI and the S25 Ultra and offers a $50 voucher for additional eligible products. It has also emailed Samsung registered consumers a questionnaire with a $50 offer attached to it. Samsung has confirmed various components of the reservation procedure now open to US consumers. In addition to the $50 credit towards the S25 devices, the South Korean business has announced that the trade-in values will be improved over the typical values, and offers may be as high as $900. Not every phone turned in will fetch this much. You'll need to send in last year's flagship S24 Ultra. Older devices or handsets from other manufacturers will be accepted but will not have as high an offer when turned in. There's also a further offer of $300 credit for qualifying products. However, it's unclear what these things would be. Several peripherals will certainly be announced or upgraded during the Galaxy Unpacked event. These will be part of the eligible products. I'd expect at least one Galaxy Wear wristwatch and Galaxy Buds True wireless headphones to be included. There's a good probability that another product may be Samsung's Galaxy Ring. And if you're feeling lucky, there's a $5,000 Samsung credit certificate for one individual who makes a reservation. Stay tuned for further updates on the Galaxy S series, and feel free to share your expectations for this exciting new device in the comments below. Then I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.